he's either been injured
suspended every year.
or suspended. Yeah.
I think he's played a full season, like, of games.
Yeah.
So
but
that's
still,
just
and from what I understand, the Steelers don't have to use that money this year. They can add it onto their cap space next year.
I
So
saw
they
that.
just got $14.5 million extra onto their cap. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, especially since even if he came in, I mean, what are you going to do? You probably got the same production, whether it's him and Connor splitting it or it's one person getting it. So it's not like I don't think the team's really going to be. It'd be nice to have that extra weapon, obviously, but
it could not have worked out better for the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Connor is doing just as well, if not better. Some of his numbers are better than Le'Veon Bell, and and another thing Connor shows is one was going to make $14.5 million, and Connor's making what, like peanuts,
and he's not complaining or anything. He's just playing.
Exactly. Like,
I know he's young and all that kind of stuff. He's gonna get, and the Steelers are. This is what I learned from at least Brown getting signed, maybe to a long-term deal before Bell. Bell always kind of had that kind of, I don't know if he really vocalized it as much or anything, but it seemed like he wanted the more money, and Brown just went about his business, played hard, showed up, wasn't suspended, did all that stuff, and Brown was rewarded.
You talking about Mike Wallace?
Yeah, Mike Wallace, basically Mike Wallace.
That was so funny because they kept trying to negotiate with Mike Wallace, and then they said, "Fine, you're not getting anything," and they just gave the money to Antonio Brown. I can just imagine, just like, "Hey, Antonio, coming in. Yeah, we're giving you $42 million. What? Yeah, like, you'll get that
out of nowhere as far.
Yeah, it was totally out of nowhere, and it was totally like almost out of spite. Like, okay, never mind. I'll find somebody like you. Bye. And I mean, imagine if it was, if they kept Mike Wallace and got rid of Antonio Brown, and that would have been horrible. So,
unfortunately, I jumped the gun too and got I do have a Mike Wallace jersey that I got before. There's one in my closet hanging there. I'm like, it's
whoops.
Like, I don't. Yeah, that's worse than my Cordell jersey, I think.
Yeah.
But so it's been a crazy ride with Bell. Hopefully, we'll the next time will be the last time we probably talk about what he finalized and did or didn't do.
Personally, I know it's nice to have an insurance policy. I know it's nice to have, in case Connor gets hurt or whatever. But I just don't think it would have worked. I don't think it would have worked. I think it would have screwed up the team, either from a chemistry perspective or from just figuring out, just getting everybody out of rhythm. It would take Connor out of his rhythm.
Yeah.
And Bell would not adjust to be only working a reduced workload, and it would take him a long time to get him in shape even if he didn't get hurt. So
yeah, at least the couple weeks that they probably wouldn't have paid him, because that's another thing I think I heard Bell wasn't too pleased about, from what I understand. I don't know if that's true, but it sounded like the Steelers were going to put him on that exemption list, and that's 2 more weeks he wasn't going to get money.
You hear so many things just amazing, and yeah,
waste too. It's like a waste of talent, kind of like Ricky Williams with his, wasting a couple years of his career, where he could have had another like 2 or 3 years of great football, but he could have done all that stuff after he retired. But
I think the comparison to Ricky Williams is very good, because Ricky Williams really wasn't into football. It was just a job, and when you're in the NFL, it can't just be a job. It can't just be something you just do. You have to be fully committed, and I see it. Whoa! I just said there was a Dallas Cowboys guy that just leapt over the hurdle thing. That seems to be the trendy thing now, is to hurdle over people. But
okay.
I said, well, let's play future Le'Veon Bell headlines. And I think what's going to happen with him is I think he's going to sign a big contract. I would not be surprised if it was with New York Jets. That makes the most sense because it's New York,
He'd love that.
yeah. So he's going to sign this huge contract, and it's going to be a disaster for him. He's not going to put up the numbers because he's not going to have the offensive line. And then, yeah, it's like
I think he'll be productive, but I don't think he's going to find it to be a lot harder than it was being here in this offense and with this line. Like, I think he'll be good, but I don't think he'll be putting up maybe top 5 numbers. But
I don't know how much he even cares about winning. But if you end up on a team that stinks and has a lousy season, what's that do? It's like, on the Steelers, almost every game is. You're either fighting for the division championship or fighting for the playoffs or fighting for a top seed in the playoffs. So every game counts, and it's like if you're 4-9 or something like that, and nobody that you're out of everything, or you're really gonna be that much into it. So yeah, I see him after 2 or 3 years like moving on to another team or something like that.
Yeah, I think that we're discussing that too. I think that might be one of the reason he was so pent up about or bent out of shape about the guaranteed money, because he might retire in 2 years and he wants that guaranteed money. He might not be into it. He might
exactly
want the pay, the quick pay. I mean, obviously he didn't mind giving up money this year, but he's not gonna get that $14 million back.
Hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is the last time we talk about this jamoke, and that's it.
Unless we're discussing playing against him next year. There you go.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Maybe next year.
A year from now.
Oh man. Crazy. So yeah, we talked about the Thursday night game. We both picked the Steelers. You know that we are both, you, me, and one other person are in a 3-way tie.
I think I didn't know who the other guys were, but I know I was tied for.
Yeah,
because I was ahead a little bit, and I made some bad choices, like changing my one last week.
It's you, me, and him tied at 95 points, and I think I'm going to come ahead, at least ahead of you, because it looks like I only got 2 wrong and you got 4 wrong this week. So let's go over that. Okay, so Atlanta Falcons at Cleveland.
Oh my God.
Cleveland wins 28-16, and yeah, maybe it was just getting rid of that Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley, and maybe they'll put it together.
Well, their offense really didn't seem like the problem anyway, so I don't know how much of that. Maybe it's just because Hugh Jackson's gone. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I was surprised. I mean, the Lions' defense isn't very good anyway, but I was surprised that they were up that high that early. Wasn't it like 28-7 or something like that?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then the Bills destroy the Jets. This is one where I picked the Bills and you picked the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I said, I thought it was a coin flip. I don't know what happened.
And really, I mean, I don't blame you. It's
I don't think anyone expected that, at least much of a blowout by either team.
It's the Bills. It's just, they beat they beat Minnesota. I forget who else they beat. Like just out of the blue, they'll just beat teams. This is why it's like
once in a while they'll throw that upset in there like that.
Right, and then whoever they play next week, they'll probably lose like 90-0 or something.
Yeah, right.
Lions lose to the Bears, and we both had the Bears. I don't know what happened to the Lions.
Yeah, their offense isn't clicking like it has in the past, which was always their thing. They never really had the strong defense, so if the offense isn't going, they're kind of screwed.
Maybe don't trade one of your best wide receivers. I don't know. Just a thought.
That's part of it. Maybe Stafford's getting a little older now, so
could be
a little bit of a drop off.
Personally, I hate the Lions ever since that coach, that that slob of a coach yelled at somebody for being a slob. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Who are you to be commenting on anybody?
The sloppy guy. He's the first one to call someone out.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's funny.
We both had the Saints over the Bengals. A friend of mine said, "Did you see that Saints score?" It's like, oh, and I said, 51. Well, the Steelers put up 52, so
against a better defense. So.
Yeah.
Better defense.
I predicted that the Bengals would just fade, and
yeah,
it's exactly what they're
the
doing.
year's just gonna go. This is funny. I was reading more of the comments, and it looks like that there's a good chance the Ravens are moving on, and the Bengals might. So all the NFC coaches may get fired in the same year, other than Tomlin.
Yeah.
AFC North coaches.
Yeah, and the Steelers had a big part to do with all that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Titans beat the Patriots 34-10. What on earth? I have no idea what happened here.
I mean, when I turned it on, a couple things occurred to me. One, I forgot Vrabel was Tennessee's coach, and I'm like, well, if there's one guy that knows Brady and Belichick and that offense and how they do things, and I said, well, maybe that's a blueprint now to see kind of how to at least approach them or play them on each side of the ball, because, man, they kind of dominated that game. I was surprised.
Maybe, but just, usually when the Patriots get beat as that bad, they'll come back, and because they're just so.
I don't know who they play next week to comment on that, but that could be a big reason why they would lose or win. But it was still fun to watch. Brady was getting knocked around. So
I heard he got benched.
Oh yeah, I mean they did at the end of the game. Probably just it's so hard that.
Okay, they are at the Jets next week, so expect them to take out all their frustration on the Jets. And it'll be another 90-0 game.
That's what I would expect. But
if it's 90-0 in the middle of the fourth quarter, Brady will still be in there throwing bombs, trying to make it 97-0.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know he's had a great career, but running up the score, how many yards and touchdowns does he have because of that? They never take him.
They do, yeah. They always run up the score.
I don't know why they risk injury with him like that, especially if he's 41. I can kind of see why they took him out today.
Right.
But
that's they leave him in there all the time, and that's you're risking injury. That's for sure. Colts beat the Jaguars. Oh, the poor Jaguars.
It's so upsetting.
Oh, we both had the Colts in that one.
I watched the end of that. I was pretty happy that they got that fumble at the end, and
what a mess.
I don't know.
What a mess. I mean, it's
almost like quiet this year.
Yeah, how's life, Jalen Ramsey?
There's not many quotes anymore.
Right. Kansas City beat the Cardinals, just like 99% of us predicted.
Yeah, right.
The Redskins beat Tampa Bay.
Oh, that was brutal. I had the red zone on, and I kept going to that game.
You actually had Tampa Bay in this one, and I don't blame you there.
But they're so bad in the red zone.
Really?
Every time the red zone would come on, they'd show it, and then like Fitzpatrick would throw an interception, or they get sacked, or they'd miss a field goal. It was just terrible.
Yeah. Wow. Chargers beat the Raiders. I think the Raiders are tanking on purpose.
Yeah. That was pretty. I mean, it was a little closer than I expected, at least for most of the game. But I don't know. It was. I watched part of it, and Raiders really don't have much going on though.
Packers beat the Dolphins. I think Dolphins are another mirage. I don't think. I mean, they're I think 5-5 now. I don't think they're actually that good.
Yeah. I always thought we kept saying it every week. Like, how do they have 5 wins? How do they have 4?
Yeah, exactly. Rams beat the Seahawks, but this was actually close. And Seahawks do this every year where they start out slow and then they just get things going, and then everything looks great. So they're just starting their they might be 4-5, but they're just starting their road to a